Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Have we all frozen to death?
Yeah. Holly, can you put a prayer up to get the spring to finally show up?
I can, but I don't know how much pull I have, Bob.
Well, June had to go out and cover up all the azaleas and flowers she planted so they wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was talking to someone this morning who did the same thing, and then she said she took her dogs for a walk and she had covered up the bushes, and the dogs, you know, were afraid of the bushes and were barking at the bushes.
I said, what happened to our go place?
Yeah, baby.
All right. Let's see. Okay, 10:01. We got anybody and everybody that should be here? Let's see.
Harry Collins was having trouble connecting, but I sent him the link again. So, but I think he's trying to get on.
He's here. I see. I see part of his face.
All right, and Tony is not here because Tony's in Florida.
But he might click in on Zoom. He did yesterday.
He did to the city council meeting. I guess that's more important, but they have scheduled, he and Bill are down there doing some fishing, and apparently they scheduled a fishing boat trip today, so he was apologetic.
Well, you know what that means, don't you? That he gets assigned to duty.
There you go. You don't show up, you get a job. That's right.
And some of you who do show up get a job. Isn't that right, Jim?
I learned that almost 2 years ago. I went to a city council meeting as a rep of the POA and opened my mouth and came out with a job.
I know, I was there. I thought it was great.
Well, I don't know if I said this to you, but I came home from that meeting and June said, well, how was the meeting? And I said, well, I opened up my mouth, I couldn't shut it, and I got a job. She goes, I knew that was going to happen. So I'm not gonna open up my mouth in too many more meetings.
That's not true, Bob.
Huh? That's not true?
No.
Oh, great. That's terrific. All right. Well, I guess we can get started because I think Tony's the only one who's not here. And I'm hearing feedback, so I don't know if that's me coming through you back to me or not, but if it's a problem, let me know. Okay, why don't we call the meeting to order? And I guess the first thing would be to approve last meeting's minutes. So does anybody want to move that we approve the minutes? Come on, somebody just say.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Anybody want to second the motion?
Second. I'm sorry, I'll second.
Okay, is there any update or discussion needed on them? All right, everybody want to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to say nay?
Aye.
Anybody want to say nay? Good, no nay nays. Okay, all right, Doug sent out an update this morning on his activities, so I'm gonna turn it over to Doug and give us the updates. Take it away, Doug.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's had a good month and a week, and things are starting to get beautiful up there in Sky Valley, I see. So, hey, we got a special person. I know he looks a little funny down there at the bottom, but Steve Denberg is joining us today, and we appreciate him taking his time to add a couple of things that we'll talk about later, but very excited about Steve working with us, and I can truly say that Steve is very excited about this opportunity and loves Sky Valley. And like I told you before, I've worked with him many times, and he does a great job. But I can truly see that he is very excited about this opportunity and what we can do to certainly benefit Sky Valley, not for, this year, but for many years to come, with the work that he will be doing. So I'm looking forward to working with him, and certainly want all y'all's input on what we do. And we will be up there sometime in the near future to get started, and we'll shut that up. But let me just go over some of the things we've been doing since last month. The April newsletter is going out today, and Sky Valley is one of our spotlight members. We picked 3. Last year you were our member of the month. Last month you were our member of the month. And so this month we put you as one of our spotlight members, so people can just continue to see what we have up there at Sky Valley. Our continuing coverage down in Tampa, Naples area with Gulf Coast Magazine. We, like I mentioned to you before, we have like a 3-month deal with them that they are doing email blasts, putting stuff on their web, and newsletters. So this is mainly for the real estate, as we talked about. We will be coming out with a new email blast in May that will continue to talk about the story and what we have up there at Sky Valley, and hopefully these people understand what North Georgia means, it could mean to them, and we would love for them to put eyes and bring people up here to see us. So saying that, I have started working with it's like Florida tourism, and it's called Florida Golf Alliance, and they do, let's see if I can bring this up, and I'll bring this up. It's a beautiful magazine. I know it's backwards, but it's a Florida magazine that they work with people all over Florida. And I've known the owner of this for many, many years. They've been doing it for 25 years. So I figured he could probably help us and maybe figure out how we can partner together. And right off the bat, when we started talking, he first mentioned, hey, I would love to talk to you about real estate. And I said, that's exactly what I want to talk about. He knows where real estate's going, and he was very excited. I told him, I said, we would love to get people up to North Georgia. We have just got to get that in their heads that they don't go on to North Carolina or Tennessee mountains. We want them to stop here in North Georgia. And he said, certainly it would be closer. So we're going to be working on some programs. This is one of those things, it's just kind of an ongoing process. So we're going to be getting together and talking about how we can work his communication with all his people in Florida. Certainly I would help him to get people to go to Florida. That's what he would look for me. So I'm excited about this. He is as well. He's very well connected. They go to golf shows all over the Northeast in the wintertime. I don't know if you're familiar with golf shows, but golf shows certainly in the North do a wonderful job in the wintertime. People come out by the thousands for a weekend. And so they are at these different golf shows. And so we're excited about different things we can do there. All right, as we mentioned before, just a reminder, Georgia News Network promoted the Georgia Golf Trail over 150 radio stations across the state during the Masters. I've had people come up to me who was turning in to hear the Masters coverage, and they heard the ad, so that's exciting. They do a wonderful job. It was plastered, like I said, no telling how many times. So again, we want them to come to the Georgia Golf Trail website to find out more about Sky Valley. So, national radio interview with Jamie was postponed per Jamie, and I thought this was a great idea. She came up with the idea of saying, okay, Doug, if we do this interview, people are going to, hopefully like what I'm saying. They're going to go to the website, they're going to go to the webcam, and it's going to be cold and dreary and dark and no beautiful flowers and trees budding. And so I would like to see if we could postpone it, and I totally agreed. And so we have moved it back until May 12th. And the interview will probably be within a week or two after the interview with Jamie. So I thought this was a great idea. Again, once Jamie does her interview, they will share it with me, and I'll be able to share it with you. And so we're excited about great things about our Miss Jamie to come and do a great job on this radio show. I'm excited, and they will continue to help us out, and we're going to hopefully do some more with these guys in the next few months after we do this. Steve and I are already working and been talking fairly regularly, hoping that everything would pass and some of the things that we need to get going, some of the golf photos, that type of stuff. So we're going to let Steve talk to us a little bit, and I'll let Bob just go through that and how we want to work with that. But we have been planning in this sort of last fall. And so we're very excited about what we can do, what we want to do. I have things that we need, new photographs, new videos that we can promote as soon as we get going. And so very excited again about Steve, and look forward to hearing from him in a few minutes. Lastly, I reminded, well, we can let Gordon talk about which I think is going to come up in a few minutes, about the package. He's been working hard on that, but we have our first big golf event. I mentioned that we're going to try to do some of these big golf events to places that we know are going to help us. And we have this golf event at the TPC Sugarloaf on June 7th. And a good friend of mine is allowing us to come in and give away stuff to the players. And these are top executives. These are corporations. So this is stuff we need. So I want to make sure we get that. I forgot if that was Jim or Ed or who was going to be getting us some stuff, but it's got to be, we would love some kind of a brochure, any kind of trinket. I'm sure they're not going to let us put a lot in there from Sky Valley, but we want them to at least pull it out, read about Sky Valley, and put that in the back of their heads. But this is free. You can't buy this type stuff, so this is exciting. So we're going to be doing more throughout the year. So I apologize again. I don't remember. Jim, was that you that was going to get something? You're muted there, Jim.
You're muted, Jim.
There you go.
I don't think so. I think I'd remember it.
Well, trust
I
me.
don't have any particular ends with.
I wrote it down. I don't know if we say was it.
I was going to work with Gordon on the packets, but Gordon went ahead and did everything.
Hey, Ed, you sitting there? You sleep? Okay. Was it you? I don't remember. You're muted.
Muted, Ed.
Wake up. Go watching TV.
You're muted, Ed.
He's asleep. So he's asleep in that chair.
Okay, I'm reading the minutes. They say Harry and Gordon will provide.
Thank you, Jamie.
Gordon, you're
All right, wake
muted
up,
too.
Harry.
Gordon,
you're
unmute
muted
yourself.
too. Harry, you're muted too. So
I've
I got a
discovered that.
question. I got a question while the old men are trying to figure out how to unmute themselves. Doug, what's the timing on this thing? When does this thing have to be, pulled together?
The sooner the better, because I've got to get the stuff to him, which, I can take it to him in a matter of, a day, but I've got to get it from you guys, take it
How
to
many?
him.
How many are you needing?
They say 80 players are going to be playing. So,
Okay. Now, when you say the sooner the better, you don't mean by 11
no,
o'clock today, right?
I think
So
I put in there,
give
gonna put in there
me-
mid-May, if I could get something by mid-May. So,
Okay. Well, there
3
go.
weeks.
That's
Yeah, I
really
mean,
more.
so I just needed to get to him. We got a week in June. Trust me, I've done these. And some of y'all have done these type stuff too. You
Yeah.
get goodie
Now,
bags.
question. I got a question.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Are the things we provide going to go into a goodie bag that they're providing, or do we have to provide our own little goodie bag thing?
It probably wouldn't hurt, but I would probably think that based on what they get, I don't know how big the goodie bags are going to be given away. They could be a big size that, I have big bags that I get from Bridgestone that are huge that you put a bunch of stuff in. So I would just, for right now, just maybe come up with a brochure and, teas, or, we don't want anything expensive, something that's, going to say Sky Valley on it that these people might like or whatever. So.
All right. So as long as we're kind of on this topic, let's see if we can nail some things down right now. Ed, do we have enough bags of the bags that you had printed up to put 80 bags together?
No, we would
No.
have to reorder.
Okay,
We've
how
given them
long
out to new residents.
How long does that take?
Takes about 2 weeks.
Okay, that might fit. So if we come up with our own goodie bag and stuff them up here, we could ask Ed to order the bags, share in the expense, or, we could probably just fund it out of our new monies. We could probably, I still have some stickers and that kind of thing we could stick in there. We have, I just got off the phone this morning with Steve Honey from the Northeast Georgia map, where we put in a double business card size ad. I think we still have some of the ones from last year, which would still be current. We could still put those in there. Where do we get the teas from the last time? Who
From the
got the
pro shop.
teas?
From the
The
pro shop.
The pro shop. Okay. Could Gordon and/or Harry work with the pro shop and get some
Yes.
teas?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Bob,
can
you
hear.
hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we will get the teas and the brochures, the handout brochures. They have those from the club.
All right. So now we got teas, a bag, maps, and stickers. Is there anything else? Who did golf balls? Was that you, Doug?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give them golf balls from Bridgestone, so I'll hand him all that stuff at one time. So that'll be
All right.
good.
So is that going to be representative of us in our bag, or you're going to do that separate?
No. I'll ask them if we have a bag we can put it in. That'd be great, because that just really showcases us a little more. And then they'll have to just decide. I know when I did tournaments for years, I'd love to get anything because I want those golfers when they open up that bag to get. I don't care if you make a lot of money. You still love getting things. So,
All right.
And I just looked at the calendar. I think if we got this stuff to him by the 20th, that's 4 weeks. So,
Okay.
that's a lot of time.
So you're talking about get it to him by the 20th of May.
And that's 4 weeks from today. So if we can't,
Okay.
we should be
All right.
able to do something 4 weeks.
All right. So let's wrap this up. Ed, you can go ahead and order the bags for us right away, please.
Work on it today.
Okay. Gordon and/or Harry are going to get teas.
Yes,
I'll take care of getting stickers and maps to Ed. Could we have some of the POA members do the stuffing like you've done in the past?
BOA members that did the stuffing was me.
Oh, all right. Well, you got another lovely lady in the same house that might be able to help you. If
I do not commit the mayor to any activities.
you, you're a smart man, Ed. I'm gonna call her
You
in.
can,
as part
you
of
can
our-
call me Ed.
All right, Jim says you can call him in to help. Holly, if you could have all of your mayoral executive assistants help.
If I can
Would
find him, Bob.
that be enough or do we need more?
No, we can handle that.
All right. And I will, they're dropping off the latest maps to the city hall as we speak. Actually, it's probably done by now because I spoke to them about a half an hour ago. So I'll get what I need to get to Ed, and then Doug, when you get the golf balls, will you stuff them there? How
Yeah,
are you gonna?
I'll take care of all that. Yeah, but
Okay.
wait, if we just, get all that
Yeah,
stuff, I
got
can,
it.
I can come up and get whatever.
All right.
And
All
we'll
right,
go from
can
there.
we, so is that enough stuff? Is that a good enough goodie bag?
I
That's-
want to
that-
know if Doug wears the Sky Valley shirt at these events.
I don't have a golf shirt. I've got T-shirts that I bought.
Well, you need to get one of our good golf Sky Valley shirts, Doug.
Talk to Steve.
Okay.
I'd be glad to buy it, but I did. He had some nice T-shirts, and I wear them to the gym and around, and even my wife wears. I got her one. So
Well, will you be at the tournament?
no,
Oh.
no, I'm not invited to the tournament. So
Oh, okay, all
Oh,
right. So do we need to get him a shirt, Holly, or?
I'll buy him a shirt.
oh, thank you, Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
thank you,
Harry.
Harry.
People,
I know. Hey, Harry, since I don't pay you every month, but I do pay State Farm every month. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
it's funny when people hear, the marketing committee for the city of Sky Valley and so on, they're thinking we're like some big to do. And I have to explain to people, we are on less than a shoestring budget here. So when I continue to use a phrase that Jamie and I came up with, which is impressive and inexpensive. Whatever they're going to do for us or whatever we're going to pay for them has to be impressive and inexpensive. Okay, well, that's good as far as that goes. I want to go back to the radio interview. Thank you, Jamie, for talking about that and still continuing to handle that. Now, Jamie and I had a conversation down at the St. Patrick's Day party, and part of her decision, I think, had to do with, in addition to going to the webcam and it not being attractive at that point in time, we're trying to attract people to the websites. And if any of you have spent any time at all perusing them, it's a conglomerate of the POA and also connected with the club, and then also the current situation or standing of our city. And they're just like a mishmash. It's kind of like a collage that, grammar school or kindergarten kids put together. Particularly with the city site, it's not that user-friendly at all. And Jamie had volunteered, if she's still thinking of that she would like to work on the websites to get them more cohesive and interactive and whatever. Are you still of a mind to do that, Jamie?
Sure, I talked to Holly, actually, somewhere, Holly, we were with each other, and offered to volunteer to be a part. And
Perfect.
Holly said that it is in the works, they're working on it, and
Yep. Yeah, well,
so
that
that'll
would
be
be great.
exciting to have it come along.
Right.
Yeah.
Holly
Now,
and I were talking.
Jason Streetman is just now learning how to manipulate our website, and we'd be glad to take your help, Jamie.
Well,
I think-
I'm more on the creative side as opposed to the technical side. So Jason, you just keep working on that technical side.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah, Jason, maybe we could send you down to the local high school or community school to a web design course or something. But I think that would be a good move. Now, in my opinion is that I haven't been on the club site in a while, but the club site was redone and is probably the most user-friendly of the three websites that are connected. But if we can get agreement that what Jamie and Jason and whatever that committee comes together, that we can all work together, not that they have to look exactly alike, of course, we don't need to have that happen, but it's just hard to find stuff. And we need to make it user-friendly. And we know that the past city manager always drug her feet in the gravel to make it more than what it was. And come to find out that we spent, in my opinion, an exorbitant amount of money to get what we got from the developer for the city site. So I think we have an opportunity to really make our site as part of the city and the connection to the other sites and update them and connect them and make them just easy for people to use, because that's what people do these days. We're in the 21st, going on the 21st and a half century. Even old guys like me, we don't look in magazines anymore. We don't call 411. We go to the internet, and we have to make it easy enough to use so that people like ourselves that are not as highly technical as the rest of the population can make it work. And the thing is, the attention spans in excuse me, the particular demographics that we're trying to attract are not what they were when we were younger. We used to have to figure it out, dig it out, research, go to a library and dig for the answers. They don't do that anymore. They go on. If it's not easy, if they can't find it, they go on, they move on. So we've got to have a tool that will keep us going for the future. And I'm grateful for Jamie for recognizing this, and Madam Mayor and Jason, that we can get moving on this. And because I think that could be the legacy of this marketing committee for many years to come. So I'm going to stop talking there, because my wife tells me I make short stories long. Some people say I'm going to make a long story short. I tend to do the opposite. So I'm going to leave that until we can get together. If we're going to have committee meetings, we can have separate ones for the website and then bring the findings back to the marketing committee. Okay. A quick step to contributions for the marketing funds account. We've been fortunate that the POA, again, generously is donating 15,000. And I will say now they've donated it. The check arrived this week, because carrying over from 2020, we had approximately $4,300 carrying over. And we really kind of needed to get the donations, because we can't move forward without the money. We've talked about not spending money we don't have, and now we have that. We also have a commitment from the club for $5,000 to the committee. They've already donated and sent the $2,500 first payment, and we'll give the second $2,500 by the end of May. And of course, the club does make contributions in kind, meaning food for visitors, golf for people. They put people up into a Bill Thies's home at get a good rate. So they do a lot of things in kind. So it's not always just the raw dollars and cents, but the product, if you will, that comes from them. We're very grateful for that. And I still understand that the city is still working on retaining a financial consultant. So we're going to be looking for what they're able to give us from the hotel motel tax, and they're going to verify and correct, if necessary, line items, because the city still pays for the monthly rental on the billboard and fireworks and a couple of other things. So it's just taking a process of getting somebody who's able to take care of that business. But at least at this point, we've got some funds in the account that we can go forward with. So thank you to all of you folks. Now, with that, we'll move on to Steve Dinberg and the photos and the drone contract. Thank you for all of you responding. I apologize for the fact that I had to delay this meeting, so we had to do some things by online emails and votes and that kind of thing. So I apologize for that, but we had a death in the family that he didn't want to, he would have liked to have rescheduled that, but he wasn't unable to. So thanks for working with us in moving the meeting. And then I presented that to the city council. I did send you a copy of what I presented as well as Steve's contract. And they, with the exception of one abstain, because the council member is part of the club, he thought it might be a conflict of interest. But in my opinion, it would not have been, but we bowed to his concerns because we are a conglomerate committee of the club and the POA and the city. But they, outside of the one abstain, unanimously voted to accept the contract. And I'll let you know about that as soon as the meeting was over, as well as let Steve know. So we'll try to work out some details now because obviously spring is coming and we want to get the thing working. Now, the first thing we've got to do is get the contract signed, unless you folks, Holly and Jason, feel we can start moving forward. We need to get the contract signed. So who can sign the contract? Is that Jason?
I will be doing that today when I go to City Hall, Bob.
Okay, very good. Now, is there any necessary changes in the contract? Because I know, and this was for one of the reasons I think that Ed withdrew from voting. Steve has down as the client as being the Sky Valley Country Club. Now, I don't know if it's the Sky Valley marketing committee. I don't know if it's the city. I don't know if it should be 3 clients on there. So you tell me that, Holly. Is it okay? How do we? Because we have some people always picking at the things that we do. So should it say the city of Sky Valley?
We'll say the marketing efforts of the city of Sky Valley along with the other ones, but the city will be signing since we're the fiscal agent.
Okay, does Steve need to send us an amended contract with that as the client?
Can we go ahead and just amend the digital copy that we have, Jason? Or do we need for him to send us an official one?
I would say probably just to keep it clean, if it would be amended, that would probably be the way to go.
Amended by Steve or amended
Yes.
by you?
Yeah.
By Steve. Okay, Steve.
If he could send that out, I'll print it out and have it wait when you get here, Mayor.
Okay, Steve, are you on?
I don't see, yes, he is. I see him.
Hey, down there. Steve, you're on, you need to be muted. You got to mute yourself, buddy.
How
There
about
you go.
now?
Hey,
Okay.
all right. Everybody give Steve a round of applause.
Yay,
Still,
Steve.
photographer's not very good at this.
Steve, thanks for your patience.
Thank you, Bob.
We met with Steve way back, I'd say it was in November when we actually presented to him. So he's been working on this since probably September. We're dealing with small town politics, Steve. So it's a good thing that all of us are still alive since we first started talking. We kind of had to start the process.
Amen, brother Bob.
So Holly, can you tell Steve what needs to be amended so he can do that like today? Well, how does the client need to be described in the contract?
Steve, give me your email. Do you have my email address?
I probably don't, Holly.
Okay.
Yeah. So just send me a quick note.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Steve@dinberg.com. DINBERG.com.
Steve Dinberg.
No, Steve at
Oh, Steve at.
Dinberg.com.
Gotcha. We'll do it.
And then I'll
Then
get it,
we'll-
I'll get it amended, and
Yeah.
changed and.
I want to make sure and reread the contract just to see if there's any other adjustments we need to
Sure.
make, and I will get that to you by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect. Then we'll all be in the proper legalese
Yep.
as far as that goes. Now, as we have talked with Steve, Steve, this is a conglomerative cartel kind of effort of marketing. So again, it's not only the golf course and country club. I know that you've taken some pictures, but we're going to need to have photographs and drone footage of Sky Valley community as a whole, much of which will be the club because it is the jewel, as I've referred to it, of Sky Valley. Otherwise, we're just a bunch of houses on the side of a couple of hills. But the kind of the keystone buildings that are representative of us, the chapel, the pool, the golf courses, the holes, the country club,
the
the
pickleball courts and
the
everything. Yeah.
pickleball courts, the waterfalls, the streams, maybe even some homes that kind of highlight views of certain streets that really put us out there. I'd even suggest we have some pictures of City Hall, because we're going to need to have photos for pretty much every possible need that we can market in publications, broadcast media, online, and have that digital library that we can just dip into at a moment's notice sometimes, because some of the things that I've had to put together in the past for some publications were like, I had to do it like right now. And that involved, as I said in the council meeting, I had to get online and found reasonably current, if I could, pictures that were saved in a format that could be used and would still be clear. So I think you're in complete understanding of what we need, but I just thought I'd mention that again.
One question, Bob, one question I have.
Sure.
When I shoot these images, there'll be two sets of images, one high res and one low res.
Okay.
It's important to know, whoever's doing your website, what format and what file size those web pictures need to be. So in other words, when I send you a web picture specifically for the web, you shouldn't have to spend time, or somebody shouldn't have to spend time resizing or changing that format. It should just be able to go right to your web.
Okay.
So
You need to figure that out.
Yeah. Steve, see, right now we're at the process of having 3 different organizations with 3 different websites with 3 different web designers. And I don't think we even going to continue with the one who's doing the city website. So you have experience, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, with what most websites use.
correct.
And let's go with that. Okay, you're the
Okay.
professional photographer, and we're gonna bow to your professional knowledge as opposed to what we currently have here.
Okay.
Steve, we have posted a few professional videos on the city website from Forward Raven that were broadcast on television stations. So I'm sure our city manager, Jason, can get with you on that.
Okay.
Also, are we going to have spots be able to use some of this on our social media sites?
I have no problem for whatever you want to use these for.
Okay,
Yeah, Steve is basically giving us copyright.
Part one,
We are gonna own the images,
you will own the images.
so
Yeah.
we can put them wherever we want to, and of course, providing that the format is right. And it sounds to me like Steve's gonna work that out for us.
I think that'll be great. Thank you.
All right, now Doug. We know that we're going to have to fairly quickly get Steve back up here. Obviously, we want to make sure that everything has bloomed out. So Steve, I'll ask you to keep an eye on our webcam. And when you think our place is pretty enough, then we can make an arrangement to get you up here. Now, Doug, we've worked and you've worked with Bill Thies and putting Steve up. Do you still feel like you've got enough of connection with him? Because I think the fewer cooks stirring the pot are better. Instead of Steve talking to you, you talking to me,
I
me
can-
talking to,
Yeah.
can you contact him when you need him?
Yeah. I can talk
All
to
right.
Bill, anytime, work all that out, and Steve and I will get together and stay on top of the, next day. It's going to be great for Steve to come up and we'll get started. So,
And if you need to come and stay with Steve, I think you stayed in the condo with Steve one time. I'm not sure, but you were also right there.
no, I didn't. We actually, Steve, I stayed pretty much till, late
Okay.
evening,
Well,
and
it's-
then I went
yeah,
home.
I got it. I got it. If you don't need to be here, that's fine. If you do,
Well, certainly Bill's got plenty of room, so yeah, I'm sure there'll probably be times that we will do that, but Steve and I will work out the time, because as I mentioned to you before, what we did, he wants to get stuff from morning to noon to night, so.
yeah, exactly. In different seasons and
Yeah.
how often is necessary.
Yeah, so.
And for the committee, just to remind you, Bill owns properties, manages properties here, and has agreed for our purposes of doing this type of work that he's basically just charging us the cleaning fee to use his facilities, which is amazing because most of these homes go for a few $100s a night, and he's willing to work with us, which of course is one of the reasons why I've said in the past we need to put him on our premier list of stay and play packages, because he has worked with us.
Bob, would you tell me who that gentleman is again that you're talking about?
His name is Bill, I believe it's pronounced Thies, Theis.
Tees.
Yeah, how do you pronounce it, Harry?
Okay, just for a minute. His name is Bill Tees, Thies. And I had approached him, and he has agreed to be on this committee if we will accept him and offer an invitation, because he has some good ideas also.
Great.
And he's been very receptive.
Amen.
Well, let's do that now. I think I don't know that we can make him a voting member, because only the voting members are the representatives from the club, the POA, and the city, but we certainly would want him with his knowledge and opinion. Do we need to make a motion to add him to our committee?
Well, like you
Yes.
say, we cannot have him as an official committee because that
Ad hoc.
has to go through the council, but he certainly can be an ad hoc
Okay,
person. He could just join us online.
okay. Harry,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
Yeah, ad hoc is perfect.
Perfect. And
I'm,
That's,
I'm going to reach out to him and thank him also, Bob.
Great.
That's why I was
Yeah.
asking.
Good.
very good.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Any other discussions necessary about Steve and the contract and getting this thing rolling? No discussion? Okay, perfect.
Hey, Bob, can I ask a quick question?
Sure, Steve.
Who will be, besides Doug, obviously, who will be my contact person up there as far as activities, events?
Steve, I would think that would be our city manager, Jason Streetman, who's in City Hall.
Okay.
Because,
And,
Steve wants to come down and do a croquet match or a wedding or that's stuff that he would need to know in advance so
Right.
he could plan
Now,
for
that
it.
would be through the club, so he could get a hold of Harry, possibly. Is
Yeah,
that all
you
right
know,
with you, Harry?
Yes.
Okay.
and Steve, Ed Style, who is on our committee, is the president of the POA. Property Owners Association.
Right.
And Harry, if I'm still correct, Harry is vice president of the board of the country club. And Jason is the city manager. So I would say those three people you would communicate with regularly. And what I do when I send things out is I have all their emails in my computer, and I usually copy. If it's something of general knowledge and needed, I send it to everybody.
Correct.
And then if it's a specific thing for just the club or POA, contact them directly. So how about we do this? How about Jason and Harry and Ed send an email to Steve so that he has your direct emails and your phone numbers. So he, again, we're cutting to the chase. And
Bob, I'll just do
contact
that
these.
when I send him an email tomorrow in regards to his contract. I'll send him the contact information of those three gentlemen.
Perfect.
And-
Thank you.
And the next
Thank you.
time that I'm up at Sky Valley, I could pop in and meet Jason in person.
That would be great.
Great. Very good. And then I would say keep me in the loop too, Steve.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. Anything else? Okay. Before we go to the stay and play packages, I just want to give you a little bit of a re-update on some of the things that are now about to be happening. We are going to have full page ads as we did last year in the North Georgia Mountains Outdoor Guides. It's a digest size magazine. The full page ads are only $458. We're going to be in the spring, summer, and the fall editions. They put them out 4 times a year. We're just going to put an ad in 2 times a year. Also, as I mentioned, I spoke with the people from the Northeast Georgia map that is basically being dropped off to the city hall today with a letter again of how they distribute. And I asked them to give us a box of the maps. And that's happening literally as we speak. Also, the good thing is they have many distribution points and they get the maps in large quantities to the Visitors Bureau of a lot of the Metro Atlanta counties. He mentioned some of them, Forsyth and DeKalb and Cobb and so on and so forth. So we're getting a lot of representation in Metro Atlanta. We've also committed to the Mountain Traveler magazine, as again we did last year. We're going to put a half a page ad, which is in the vicinity of $528, again in the summer and also the fall. That's a full page magazine, so we'll have a half a page ad. And then as Madam Mayor stated, when we joined Forward Raven, we also joined the City Chamber of Commerce for Clayton and the county, which puts us into Forward Raven. And our mayor is on their board along with other city and representatives. And she's asked me to sit on the Raven County Forward Raven Marketing Committee, which I've been doing since January. And just to be in discussion of what they're doing, how they're promoting. Some of it applies. Whatever they do to promote Raven County does apply. And they do use our contributions from the hotel motel tax. That's what pays for what they do. Last year, we got a good quantity of our stickers printed and paid for by that out of our money. And then the WSB and the other video that Holly says is now posted on the city website were produced. And the first ad was, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I kind of made sure that when they were talking about golf, that we were the highlighted golf course. So WSB came in and spoke with Roy and took videos, and it was on, it's not on broadcast TV, but it is broadcast on their website. So both of those videos come directly from our membership in Forward Raven, and they've done a great job. And And Roy Akins did a great job. I think it really highlighted the club, and we were the only ones that were highlighted in that fashion. So we're trying to get from,
The second video that we just got from Forward Raven is being broadcast on public television a jillion times. So that's a good thing too.
great. So our membership there, if it ever comes up, why we belong into that thing, it's giving us exposure in ways that we could never do by ourselves.
And we've posted those items on our POA site as well.
Perfect, perfect. So if anybody ever questions why we're doing these things, it's because we want Sky Valley and all of our parts to not be a secret. We don't want to be North Georgia's best kept secret. We want to be very, very well known out there. Okay,
Bob,
moving. Yes.
while we're on that subject, I have a question for Doug. And it's in line with what you just said about showing what we do and the contacts that we make. And every month, Doug gives us an accounting of the places that have sent out messages, and 100,000 or 150,000, and I'm just wondering, Doug, are you keeping like a spreadsheet of this so that at the end of the year we'll be able to add on the things that Bob's done with, plus there were 500,000 maps printed with our ad on it. So
Absolutely. Yeah, Jim. No, yeah, all that stuff is down, and we certainly can look at it at any time. And hey, we've been here, we've done this, and this, we reached this many people, and that type stuff. So certainly that is all in the that I have all of that. Let's just put it that way.
Right, good. Because that's a document. That's a good point, Jim. I appreciate you bringing that up.
It is. Good job.
And it's it documents what we're doing, and it documents that we're effective, and it documents that wherever we're spending our money, we've done it judiciously with fiduciary responsibility, and we're getting results from it. Because
I think it's a heck of a story that we're reaching out in ways that have never been done before. And we're just doing so many different things and at different places and contacting so many people. It's just got to have the impact, whether we can always quantify it in terms of number of houses sold. That's, but there's certainly a connection there that anybody ought to be able to catch.
True.
Are those websites, Doug, giving you how many clicks they get kind of thing, tracking for that?
Well, it's hard to do because it's, certainly when we do like a newsletter, it's a newsletter that talks about many things. Like if you click on that, the link I sent you today, it's got us up at the top, but it's got other people too. Now, the emails that we do, email blasts, things like that, absolutely can get, click-throughs, how many people went to the website, that type of stuff. So all that is in the books that we can check. Now I would have to ask these people to do that for me. And we're getting more and more of that as we progress. And so this is something that we will make sure is given back to me. And certainly my emails that I send out, I've got a system that you go in and check and see how many people, click through and then went all the way to your website. So
that's a great question, Jim and Doug. We, i.e. me and some other folks, have to do what is called the State of the City address. It's going to be in July this year in front of the POA open meeting. If we could get some data to be able to present at that time, that would be wonderful.
Fantastic. Just remind me. And just FYI, which I don't think it's going to be that big a problem. I am going to have some back surgery toward the end of June. But I work out of the house, and anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem. But
Okay.
Holly, make sure, and I'll try to get that stuff to you before, because I don't have a clue. It's not
I
that
think it's
big.
the third Wednesday in July. Is that right,
Okay.
Jamie?
Okay,
That's
well,
right.
that should be plenty of time to
Yeah.
be fine. But I've got all the stuff that we can use,
Great.
really quick.
Well, I want to sing this committee's praises, and that would be wonderful to have all that.
That'd be great. Thank
And
you.
Holly, if you need anything from me, images or what have you, to make a dog and pony show.
Bob,
copies
you
of
may be
it.
speaking with me.
Okay. Now, Doug, just a question about your back surgery. Is
Yes,
this
sir.
just to help improve your golf swing?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's, Steve's played with me before. I'm not sure anything's going to help that, that's whatever. So no, just trying to relieve some pain and, stuff like that I've had for a few years, and hopefully it's going to work. And,
Well,
but I'm hoping, we better not mess up my swing. But now, y'all know this, Steve knows it, but you might not know, when you get in the golf business, you quit playing golf.
Right. There's no time for golf when
There's
you
no time for golf. Yeah. When I was in the corporate world, I played all the time. I even live on a golf course. I'm just a few feet from a fairway, and I don't even go out there and play out there. So,
Well, Doug, when I was in the business world, I played what I call a corporate golf.
sure.
Which means I was so bad I couldn't beat anybody if I wanted to. So the clients I was trying to do business with, I didn't have to let them win. It was just a foregone conclusion that they would win. It was easier to sign a contract or do their business if they beat on you. They felt sorry for me.
There you go.
All right, now let's if we're done with that, I notice it doesn't seem like Carla Stahl is on the meeting today, but I want to make sure that Doug, if you communicate about the stay and play packages, that you keep her on your email list. So let's move on to, and we're probably going to be, I like to keep them to an hour, but we're going to be a little over an hour today because we got to talk a little bit about the stay and play packages and then start making some decisions about the 4th of July. It's not going to be, 2-hour meeting, but we're not going to be able to be done in an hour today. I apologize. Okay. Doug, I'll leave it with you and your committee. Tell us where we're at with the stay and play packages and what needs to be done next.
That's real easy. Gordon's kind of taking the lead on this, and sent out an email, and he's done exactly what we needed to do in terms of just getting some people who are interested in helping us so we can help them. And again, we would love for all this information to go right to Sky Valley, but this is still one of the major things we've got to continue to look at is bringing them in on our soil and let them spend the night or weekend or week with us so we can get the revenue out of it. But what I asked this committee to do, and like I said, Gordon's done a great job, so we'll just let him speak. But we just need a few things so we can put it on the website. We can put it in different places and say, hey, here you go. If you're looking to come to Sky Valley, here's the 5-star place, or here's the local motel. So Gordon, why don't you tell them what else you found out?
I think, thanks. Yeah, what we're looking at is the low end pricing or something with the Gateway. They showed a lot of interest and, want to work with us. And we all discussed, it's very hard to pin them down because of the seasonal rates, but he got in a price range that I thought was realistic that we could sell, and he was willing to give the 10% discount. And of course, the second one I really liked was the Highlands Inn Lodge. They give you very much ambiance of a mountain feeling, and very, very nice. It's in Highlands, but a large facility can handle a lot of people. So you got two contrasting, you got basic, and the other one is a really mountainish, friendly atmosphere. So we checked some of the other ones. Holly, she was with me on Julep Farms, lovely. Julep Farms at this point is not a position where they can give us any discount. we'd love to have them part of it, but whatever the reasons, Holly, you might talk a little bit about that, their decision that they couldn't, they were just busy at this point and
Yeah,
couldn't seem to-
it was basically, Gordon and I talked to their new marketing person. And they're interested, I think. It's just not at this time. They cannot offer a discount. I think as their business gets better, I think we can talk them into joining our stay and play package and offer like breakfast. They have like a bakery and coffee. We talked about them providing breakfast and of course, their wonderful meals and their wonderful cottages. So I think that'll come in the future.
Yeah, right.
Anything working on the rental of properties like with Bill Ties or Tees? I have trouble pronouncing his name.
Please.
Karen Fleming gave us an Excel spreadsheet of the current properties that rent in Sky Valley, and we have gone no farther with that.
Okay. Gordon and Doug, have you been in contact with Carly? Because she was going to help with the property owners.
I have not heard of that. I think we have to work with that. I mean, that's
Okay,
one of the-
keep her in the loop, get her on your emails. It's probably time because if we're going to start doing stay and plays, I'm fairly certain that May and June are going to start being times when we could actually use those. So if you guys could please pull her into the loop, find out what's been doing, and
Bob, as I explained to Julep Farms, my idea for stay and play is not only stay and play golf, but stay and play in Sky Valley. Is that what we're all thinking?
Yeah, Holly, I agree with the Julep Farms stay and play. I'm not sure that discount is an optimal word there. Just availability
Yeah,
is the main thing,
right.
and the combining a Sky Valley experience with a Julep Farm stay is quite enough.
Yeah.
Rather than throw in the discount aspect of it.
Well, and I agree with you, Harry. We also discussed the possibility of if they could work with us and maybe give a little special package, maybe not discount was the word. We could talk about possibly advertising them on our website. I don't know. This is all still in the talking stages.
yeah, Holly, I agree with you on that. And one of the things that may be a possibility, again, it doesn't have to be a discount, but some kind of little perk.
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes nice places, and I don't know if Julep Farms does it, but I know that Half Mile Farm up in Highlands area does it, that if you're there and you're there for a specific reason, an anniversary, a birthday, they may leave a thing of chocolate covered strawberries or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
So even if they could do anything,
Yeah.
not that it's a requirement, but to say, hey, I know that they've got a great restaurant, their food is excellent, but even if they could throw in a quote unquote continental breakfast, which could simply be a muffin and a cup of coffee.
That's what we talked about. Yeah.
So whatever they're willing to do, and yeah, I'd like to do, as Harry said, do a tie-in to, that's probably the nicest place to stay within a reasonable distance of Sky Valley. And I like Highlands. The one thing I'm slightly afraid of with Highlands is that there's another golf course up there. So we don't want them saying, hey, why do we have to go to Sky Valley when we could just play golf right over here? But
But there's
obviously,
not
we don't wanna-
many, I don't know if there's even one that's public, like Sky
Oh,
Valley
okay.
is a private
Oh, okay.
public. I
Good.
don't know that just people go and can find a golf
just-
course
all
that
right.
they can go to. But
Thank you
back
for
to
that.
Julep Farms, we're asking them to give some sort of discount to partner with us. But what if it's then on Sky Valley to give the discount? Like if they stay with Julep Farms and they send them to us, then we'll give them 10% off of golf. Or, it's really, We're trying to get them to send them to us. What if
True.
Right,
we're the discount giver here?
right.
Uh,
Okay,
this-
good point.
Discount was a poor choice of words, Jamie.
All right, so Harry, what's your take on that?
On what?
On with the stay and play package, is in addition to or in place of the accommodation giving a discount or a perk, is the club doing anything?
I mean, what does Julep Farms gain by giving us a discount? Do they get us to go back up there and eat in their restaurant?
Well,
I just think, I think what all they need to do is just express the fact that we have a public golf course that's available just up the street, and there are no public golf courses in Highlands at all.
Okay. Now, as Jamie also said, is the club, and I didn't think of this when you guys were starting to work on the stay and play, is the club open to, or have they already decided that they will give a perk to the people that book due to stay and play, whether it be a slight discount on greens fees or any kind of a perk?
Yeah.
yes,
You know,
there-
I mean, you're splitting hairs here. This is people that stay at Julep Farms cabins are not interested in saving $3 to play golf up the street.
Okay.
They would just like to know that it's available.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's what you guys want to do, I'm just,
Yeah.
we're looking into anything and everything that could possibly make it work. Okay, so,
well, the ideal situation, if they stay in Sky Valley, the rentals,
Yeah. Yeah.
thing, and what we want is for them to stay overnight in Sky Valley, the city. I mean, that's
Right.
Yeah, that would be our first thing,
That's our
we need to
first,
promote,
yes.
because, yeah, we want them to come in our gates
Yes.
and stay. And then, but the whole idea is just to offer them so they see that, okay, the Sky Valley place that I'm in now, I'm in Southwest Florida. It's going to be nice and cool and whatever. Let's take a ride up there. What do we need? Oh, here they go. They've got, okay, they got a place to stay in Sky Valley, or here's a couple other hotels. That's all we're trying to do, I think. I don't think we're trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're trying to make it so easy for these people so they pick up the phone and they make reservation to come stay with us. And that's all we're trying to do right now. Certainly, if we can give them more details, like, hey, come and stay for as low as, $100 a night or something like that, we change that with different ads. That's easy to do. So.
okay, well, we're leaving it in the committee's hands then, because from a dollars and cents revenue standpoint, the city doesn't get anything
Right.
except the portion of the motel taxes. That's it. So we're not doing, people will say, well, what, the city's going to make a bunch of money. No, the city is not. And I had this conversation with Carla when she's, well, what's the incentive for homeowners? Because we're going to promote it basically for free. And those that offer something are
Yeah.
probably going to have more of a shoe in than those that just say, no, we're not doing anything, but we want to be in your ad. And then if you don't get anything from anybody, what's the incentive for us to put them in the ad? I'd rather put, an accommodation that's going to say, hey, here's free breakfast, or here's a coupon for dinner, or here's 10% off. Otherwise, you have to leave it open to everybody. So,
Well, I've got to go, but I'm going to say it's incentive discounts and incentive. Its incentive is for the customer. It's not for City of Sky Valley, the country
Exactly.
club. What
It's
we're trying to do
exactly-
is the end, the people that want to visit, the golfers. So we're not giving the marketing committee a discount. We're giving the let's say, in case incentive, it's an incentive for them to come.
right,
Simply
exactly.
not a discount, it's an incentive.
Very good. All right, so you guys keep working on it and let us know, because when we're ready to publish, we're going to publish what you tell us to publish.
Right.
We can even change some of the ads that are coming up to, call so-and-so. Doug, you had said something about having a number to call, or, we've got
Yeah,
to work
no,
out the
yeah,
details.
no, I've got all that figured out. We don't need to, I got a guy that, like I said, we can put, the phone number in there and he will know it's, Sky Valley. So that's easy enough.
All right, well, let us know what we need to promote, advertise, market, broadcast, whatever. We're dependent on you guys. And again, it doesn't have to be 25 places. It just needs to be
Yeah, no, yeah.
representative.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Gordon, thanks for
Okay.
your input. I know you said you got to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion about stay and play? Okay. Last thing, and we got to start making some decisions and plans. 4th of July activities. Now,
Bob,
since our last,
I have initiated a 3rd of July activity committee. I haven't contacted everybody. I've contacted Jennifer Arbeiter from Sid Weber president. Elizabeth Truax will represent the club. Jim graciously said he would represent the council. I would like to have Shelley Brown from Timeshares on it. I also want to ask Jamie, you can run away now, Jamie, if you want to be on this committee, just to start planning the activities.
Okay.
okay. So do any of you have remembrances or new ideas, or going off that resident set of ideas from basically a year ago that you want to say, hey, let's do that, so we can work in conjunction with Holly's committee to say, hey, this is what ideas we have, this is what the work we've already done. So for example, I brought up based on the list of ideas from last year about food trucks. I think their idea was beer and burgers. But I contacted probably a minimum of 15 food trucks, and I have not been able to get not one to commit, because they're already committed for that weekend.
Yeah.
We're a little too $1 late and $1 short. And I was looking at all varieties, burgers, dogs, desserts, didn't do beers. So we may be out of luck on getting food trucks, figuring, we could promote that and people come down and eat and stay and whatever. Now, a question I have, you, Holly, and maybe you, Ed, I know that Sid Weber is planning on doing something on July 3rd, but I did not get an answer on to, are they selling tickets in advance? Hold on a minute, let me finish.
Okay.
Are they selling tickets in advance? Is it going to be a live event? Is it going to be, you're going to pick up and get the styrofoam to go plate like I think it was last year? Or is it going to be in one of the pavilions? And if you don't buy the tickets in advance, is it available for us to do something else as far as food goes?
I talked to Jennifer Arbeiter this morning. She is the president of Sid Weber. They will have their first meeting next month. They are definitely going to have a barbecue. She has not sure whether it's going to be a pickup barbecue or a sit down barbecue. We also talked about, in the event it was a sit down barbecue, she would have talked to the board to hire a band, and we could, that would be playing while there's a sit down dinner, and maybe have like a block party right before the fireworks. So we've got that in the works. Also, I want to talk to Elizabeth Truax to see if the club would want to have a hot dog lunch that people could go to after the parade and the duck race and all that stuff. So that's all still in the works. But I appreciate you calling the food trucks. I was hoping we could find one.
I was looking forward to it myself, but hadn't had that happen. Now, Harry and I happened to talk in an impromptu conversation about a week ago about that hot dog deal. And I think the club, or at least the Turn Cafe, did something similar in years past, where they were open to the general public and people could, come down, and if they weren't having the barbecue, they could buy a burger or a dog or a beer or what have you. So is that what you're thinking of, Holly and Harry?
It's open. It'll be open.
Okay, it'll be open. So maybe if maybe we can promote that because we want people to be aware of it.
Right.
Sometimes we have things and people aren't aware of them, and then they say, "Oh, gee, I wish I knew that was happening." Like I was thinking about the food trucks and maybe an ice
Right.
cream cart or something. So
Yeah,
whatever's decided, we need to, maybe promote it, put it in the newsletters, get it into Rabun County publications or whatever they're going to do. If we want to extend it to the valley, outside our valley, have people come up and see the parade and buy the tickets and eat a hot dog and whatever. We need to
Right.
decide if we want to do that or not.
we're also going to have the Scaly Mountain Fire Department probably will be involved in it. They bring the fire truck for the kids and for the parade. And so, yeah,
Okay.
we've got a lot of stuff going on that we'll discuss with the committee.
Is there anything else here that people have ideas that we could offer to the committee and possibly help with?
I would like for us to be able to videotape and take pictures to use in our advertisement during this whole. Oh, also the POA is offering a breakfast that morning,
Which one? The 4th or the 3rd?
the third,
Third,
on the
on
third.
Saturday, Saturday
All
the
right.
3rd.
Now, is that open to all parties as well, Ed, or was it just POA members?
Anyone who walks up,
Anybody who's got, I'm assuming it's still $8, huh?
$8 or $9 or $10.
Now, one of the things that I thought was a great idea in years past was you offered like a family package, if there was a
Right.
couple of parents and then, it was at that time it was $8. So for, I don't know what the number was, $25, the whole
No more
family
than
could eat.
25, right.
All right. So maybe we can promote that as well.
We
Because if
will.
you're not aware of that, that could really be a good help to bringing more people, as opposed to, let's say your family brought your grandkids and there's 5 of them and you don't want to spend that much money, but if they know it's a package deal, that could be, I think, beneficial, and that certainly would help the POA make a little money as well, hopefully. Any other ideas?
I'm not sure, Mr. Wheeler has, in chat, he has a comment, bounce houses.
Oh, yeah, bounce
Oh,
houses.
yeah, bounce houses. That was, I'm not, that's, I hear what you're saying, Paul. I'm not sure with COVID, to have an enclosed place for kids to be bouncing is a good idea. What do you all think?
I think it's worth looking into.
Okay,
I don't. I think it's dangerous because children go in there and they don't know if they're infected or not, if they haven't had vaccinations like the adults.
Well, here's my suggestion.
Oh,
Let's find out if it's possible. A company that's into bounce houses, or even if it's not a bounce house, I've seen ones where they're just big blow up slides. Kids slide down like, they're having a big old time.
yeah, they have those. Yep.
And the companies that are involved in that would probably know if they can or they can't. The second thing would be, is it quote unquote legal in Rabun County to do such a thing?
all
And
right,
then
I'll have
from
the
there,
committee look into that. Yeah,
if it is legal, then that's a parental decision. I think if we can open the world up to normalcy, this may be, the first local thing that's done that, and that might be very attractive to those that are willing to step out. I, for one, am tired of being afraid, and I've lived long enough that if I did die from it, I'm okay with that. But I think it becomes a personal decision. I don't think we should, if it is allowed to be a decision, let's let parents make decisions as opposed to making it for them.
I'll let the committee work on that, Bob.
And that's my long-winded
I hear ya.
explanation. Now, do we have a couple of other comments?
Yeah, I have a quick comment.
Wait a minute, Mr. Wheeler says they have one that are obstacle courses as well. That sounds cool.
That's true. When I was
That
teaching
sounds
high
cool.
school, I had my kids attend something.
Paul, if
Uh,
you're listening in Zoom land, if you will email me any information you might have on these obstacle courses, that would be great. Thank you.
Harry, you had something?
Yeah, just a quick comment. I just want to say that as a community and a vaccination experience. I think Sky Valley, I think we need to drop all of the bargain discount junk and just go with quality living and vacationing experience. We don't need to promote discounts or bargains. We just need to let people know that we're there. And when they get there, they'll understand that it's a quality experience, period.
Okay,
Thank you, Harry.
thanks, Harry. Any other ideas, comments? Particularly
no
about July
ideas.
4th?
No, excuse me. When you get through with that, I'll tell
Okay.
Holly something.
Nothing else about July 4th? Okay, we got work to do. Go ahead, Jamie.
Holly, I'm just gonna email to Steve connection for croquet.
All right, Jamie, I'm having trouble hearing. You seem to have gone silent
Video's
or
locked up.
frozen. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you're absolutely frozen. You're still, we can't hear anything.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Schedule. Can you hear me?
Intermittently, we can hear you. Can you repeat?
Yeah, the Rain Tillman's email to Steve as a contact for croquet for the schedule of tournaments and play.
Oh, okay. Yes, we'll make sure he gets that also.
Yeah,
Steve,
and even Elizabeth Truax for weddings.
yeah. I'll put her on there. I'll put them both on, I'll put that on the list. Thank you, Jamie.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else have any other topics to clarify, make comments on, or bring up? Okay, last thing is, let's put a meeting on the schedule for next month, which is May. Today's the 20th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks would be May 20th. Is that acceptable to everyone?
Ed and I will be out of town.
In Hawaii?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Mayor can't leave.
You got that right.
Uh-huh. Well, do we want to go a week sooner? Do we want to go a week after?
about
13th's good with me. What'd
Go
you
ahead,
say,
Steve.
Harry?
25 or 13, either one.
Okay,
27th or 13th?
27th or the 13th. Is 27th enough that we could get stuff done for the 4th of July? Sometimes 3 weeks is a little shy to get stuff done. Do you guys need the extra week, or would you do better with a short?
13's fine.
All good with
What
the
about
13th?
Holly, what about you? What about time for the committee to work?
Yeah. Can we do it the 27th? Would that be all right, y'all? That would give us a little bit more time to get our act together.
I like that idea.
Okay, let's do the 27th then.
Okay. Is that okay with everybody else?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, the 27th at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for your input, the work you've done, the work you're continuing to do. I thought this was actually an informative, productive meeting. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll pat us all on the back. And with that, do we move to adjourn?
Is somebody going to call Bill Tees and invite him to join us as an ad hoc?
Would you mind doing it?
I will.
Okay. You seem to have a
But
good relationship with him.
But we need to send him that link.
Well, this
Yeah.
link goes out to everybody in the city.
Yeah, but
If he's on that if he's on our distribution list.
But
I'm not sure.
where's Karen? Karen, would you add Bill
Just
to
add it-
our,
just, yeah, please.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can you send me his email address?
He's in the POA book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
so that way, and Carla too, Carla Stahl. She may not have attended because she couldn't, but let's make sure the people we want to be here are informed. So that would be adding Bill and Carla. Anything else? Motion to adjourn? Anybody?
Sign and die.
Doug, anybody else?
Signy die. Signy die
Okay.
is right.
All right.
Sign and die.
Great work, guys. Look forward to a
Amen.
great season.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye
Thank
now.
you.